Narcissism in amateur sports, the control freak coach. You may hear this topic being thrown around these days, talking about the spiritual war that's going on around us. I'm here to tell you that this is the fight right here. Narcissists versus empaths. We all carry narcissistic tendencies due to our trauma, and most people go through these phases of life where these tendencies are dominant in their personality. But more often than not, people get stuck in this phase of thought and develop a behavior pattern that's harmful to others. So I want to shed light on the attributes of a narcissistic coach, some red flags that may help you identify and avoid these types of people, as well as some information on how to best handle yourself if you're currently stuck in a situation with a coach that is on a high level of the spectrum of narcissism. I will be paraphrasing from the book Narcissist Exposed, written by Drew Keys. Very easy read and can put you into a lot of game. How do you know if your coach is a narcissist? No matter the setting, however, the narcissist will be the one expressing general disdain for others, trying to be the boss, trying to gain attention, admiration, or pity. Jobs that have lots of power and admiration attached to them are sought out by people with this personality disorder. Being a coach of a team provides a narcissist with the perfect atmosphere to manipulate and control, receive energy supply, and be admired by a community as a leader. Narcissistic coaches come in two forms, either overt or covert. Covert narcissistic coaches are better at keeping these intentions hidden, and from my experience, these coaches tend to be female. I have bumped heads with some male covert narcissistic coaches too, though. Overt narcissistic coaches are flamboyant with their behavior and have more of a male alpha domineering approach to their style of coaching. Narcissistic coaches are always on the hunt for opportunities to access energy supply and love to play hero to get it. Most narcissists will work with children, especially coverts, because they are easier to manipulate and control. A coaching career is one that has plenty of power over other people and an influence in the community. And parents will do anything to put their kids in the spotlight, and these coaches are looking for just that. And these coaches are always looking to take advantage of single mothers trying to get their kids on the team. You will know if you're dealing with a narcissistic coach if they exude these certain character traits on a consistent basis. When winning is the main absolute priority and theme, not the development of character or skill sets. And this is very easy to spot out in the world of youth sports. If you notice a coach of a 9-year-old team who is overly concerned with winning every game and is even willing to cheat in order to win, this is something you need to take note of. In the AAU basketball world, we call it ringing, when a coach will play down versus younger age groups using false or edited paperwork for overage players. I knew a coach who would take a group of 14 and 15-year-olds out of town to tournaments where they were not recognized so they could play against younger teams and win championships. Then he would bring the trophy back to his local gym and boast about how good of a coach he was. All of this was just for appearances. He tried to build a reputation off of misleading people. Often, a parent that may be a coach will try to control the playing time circumstances for his or her son or daughter. A red flag of a possible narcissistic coach is the golden child, the child of the coach that can do no wrong. You'll see this situation happening with a child that is not as skilled as teammates but gets unlimited playing time. In narcissistic parents, they work together. Birds of a feather flock together. So if there is a parent that can donate to the team a little bit more, put a little extra funds in the coach's pockets, maybe do some extra private lessons with that coach, best believe that kid is going to get more playing time. You might find parents coaching that favor the white players on their team more than the black players. And players and parents that have earned the right to playing time through hard work and dedication to their craft, you're going to find yourself disgruntled in these types of situations. The most famous example of the narcissistic parent and the golden child is Press and Pistol Pete Maravich. Press Maravich coached his son Pistol Pete in high school and in college at LSU. And I love these two dearly. It's okay to love narcissists, but you just got to have boundaries. Pistol Pete was a great player, but his dad controlled the offense so that his son did most of the scoring on the team. Julian Newman's dad is a huge example of the narcissistic coach. If they put narcissistic coach in the dictionary, they should put a picture of him right next to it. And you might be able to put LeVar Ball into that category as well. I think he's on the lower end of the spectrum of narcissism, but he just carries so many red flags in his personality. Now, there are parents out there that are good coaches, and they will do their best not to show their own child any favoritism. I feel like this situation here is actually kind of hard for kids to avoid growing up. For some kids, it's not going to matter. If your talent is at a high level, it doesn't matter if the coach's son or daughter is on the team. You're still going to play. But if your child and the coach's child are neck and neck, or the coach's child might be a little better, best believe that that coach is going to put their child first, no matter what. There might be a situation where an MVP is given out or an award is given out. That coach is going to put their child first. A narcissistic coach is motivated primarily by their own interests, and they play power games and head games to manipulate and punish. More often than not, these mind games are exhibited through passive-aggressive behavior, such as undermining. These mind games can come in the form of unknown reasons for punishment, such as silent treatment. These types of coaches will punish you for something that you didn't even know that you did. You might have just been being yourself. You might have been shining too much. You might have been outshining the coach's son. So for that reason there, you're being punished and you don't even know why. Another red flag of the narcissist is love bombing. In the world of sports, love bombing happens often in the form of recruitment. So, high schools and college, it might be the college visit or the coach visiting your home. But in the AAU world, it happens a little bit differently. So in the AAU world, it might happen like this, right? You're coaching a game and the opposing team's coach approaches the parent of a dominant player that's on your team directly after the game. And especially in phone conversations, coaches will love bomb you over the phone for sure. And don't get it twisted, not all recruiting situations are a love bombing manipulation tactic. You have to learn how to use your discernment. So when long-term commitments are involved, tuition is involved, do your research. You don't ever want to be stuck in a long-term commitment with a narcissist. So let's say you missed the red flags and the warnings, and now you're stuck with a narcissistic coach and a long-term commitment. In today's society, it is wise to be able to work with all personality types that come along with people. For the elite athlete, the coach's personality may not matter because he or she is going to shine regardless. The best way to deal with these types of coaches are to develop distinct boundaries with them from day one. Your boundaries do not have to be outspoken but demonstrated through your behavior. When you're dealing with these types, always keep it professional. Keep any dialogue you have through email or text. Try to avoid conversations, unless it's face-to-face, you're in practice, and there's just nothing you can do about it. Record conversations. If you have to meet one-on-one in the office, put your phone on voice record or put the camera on and just put it in your pocket that you can hear the conversation. So if anything negative is said, it can be brought to the light. The narc coach may actually think twice about using certain forms of manipulation towards you when they know it's possible for others to see their true personality characteristics. Never give an emotional response to the coach. Do your best to channel your anger or frustration into your own gameplay. Ignore disrespectful backhanded comments with direct eye contact and silence. Fold your arms across your chest to protect your heart from negative energy projections. If you have to leave, come up with a plan of exit and move in silence. If you have to make power moves elsewhere, keep it confidential. Don't talk to other staff and teammates. Only those who truly love you and have your best interests in mind, such as parents, brothers, or sisters. You don't want to express your frustrations to teammates and other staff because these things have a way of getting back to the coach by people who want to gain favor. Teammates and staff can act as a coach's flying monkey. A flying monkey is someone who supports and defends the narcissist shenanigans. And out of loyalty, I found myself in a situation where I was a flying monkey, and I had to learn from that. Teammates can have narcissistic tendencies as well. Some might even go behind your back and smear your name to the coaching staff, but that's a whole nother lecture. Learn from your experience by writing things down. When a coach does something a little weird to you or talks to you in a derogatory way, write it down and research it. Beware, narcissists will gaslight you. Google it. Most coaches are elders and can use their life experience in the sports world as justification to mistreat you. Writing these negative experiences down and researching them helps you stay mentally strong when dealing with this type of adversity. Coaches with a history of inflicting violence on players should be avoided at all costs. These types of coaches are dangerously impulsive and are very high on the spectrum of narcissism. Narcissism does not fade away with age as a person gets older. They actually become more irritable and displeased by others. It takes a great amount of self-awareness and many years of thorough psychological therapy to overcome a full-blown narcissistic personality disorder. Narcissists become this way due to unhealed childhood trauma, which is another potential red flag. Overall, the best step you can take to avoid narcissistic coaches is be patient in getting to know them. I encourage you to do extensive research on your coach's past. This relationship is long-term. You're usually going to be with a coach for anywhere from 2 to 4 years. It's a lot easier to move away from these types when you're playing at an amateur level. But when finances, such as scholarships to high schools and colleges, come into play, you have to be diligent about finding the right situation for you. A lot of kids are transferring nowadays, but you don't want to leave one situation to dive headfirst into another toxic situation. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. I got a bunch more material and content on this topic right here, so make sure to subscribe to see the next video. All right, take it easy. Peace.